There are two types of Genshin players. Those who will buckle and pull on whichever banner appears in the new updates, and those who are willing to wait years and thrust all of their Primo Gems at a single character. Stacking tall or building wide. These are the two concepts of the Genshin Impact player. Whether you know it or not, you can be defined as one of these types of players. The concept of saving for your future main is so complex because sometimes you have no idea when this character is coming. You can rely on leaks, sure, but if you're looking for a character's rerun, you literally have no way of knowing for certain when that character will appear. Imagine a scenario where your favorite character is in Genshin Impact, but you just started playing this game today. You now know that you are starting your Genshin journey without that character, completing events without that character, and clearing the Archon quest without that character. Now, imagine waiting over 2 years for that character's rerun. Let's be honest, the main factor to why we play Genshin is because of the characters. We have characters that have a rerun every 4 to 6 months, like the Archons, and then we have less popular characters who could take a year absence from the game with no opportunity to ever pull them. Characters like Eula and Albedo. It is extremely frustrating to think that merely because you weren't playing the game for a certain period, or maybe you picked up Genshin Impact late, you are doomed to wait years for your favorite character. This alone is enough to make people just quit the game. This leads us to the main point on why we save all of our Primo Gems for that specific character we cherish. We log in daily and wait weeks, months, even years for a character to have a rerun, or their first appearance. I'm sure there are even players saving Primos from 1.0 for Dainsleif banner in the next 3 years. I know for a fact there are players saving for many Harbingers without even knowing a concrete release date. Hell, we don't even know which Harbingers are going to be playable at all. R.I.P. Ildatore mains, that man's gonna perish! This concept of making players wait for characters is extremely predatorial in my opinion. Eula, over 500 days. Albedo, nearing 400 days. Ganyu's been gone for 6 months and counting. This is going to get exponentially worse as time goes on because Genshin will continue to release more and more new characters. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we have those who will pull on banners as they arrive. This might be in fact the best tactic because you never know when a rerun may happen. For instance, I pulled on Albedo's second banner, for Albedo of course, when he was paired with Eula. Had I known that Eula would be absent for over a year and a half, then I would have just pulled Eula first and then waited for Albedo's next banner. Or hell, at the time, I probably should have pulled for both of them because I was saving for my C6 Xiao, and Xiao had another rerun before both of them ever even appeared. In addition, I'm sure you all know that one friend who pulls for a 4-star character. Oh hey, I'm only at 20 pity. What's a 10 pull gonna do? Well guess what? You just got your C2 child. Fishing for 4-star characters is another nightmare in itself, but we can't talk about that here because that's another topic for another video. We have Lantern right around the corner, and we also have the character Faruzan who works perfectly with Xiao. But so far, it seems that Faruzan is tied to Wanderer. I think there's a good chance that they'll pair Xiao with Faruzan, but what if they don't? Faruzan is Xiao's best partner, but what if you just don't like Wanderer? Are you doomed to never get Faruzan constellations? The new character, Chevreuse, is coming in a few weeks, and I absolutely love her design. My desire for Raiden and Yoimiya though, well, it's non-existent. I have both at C0, and their C1 does not appeal to me at all. But I really want her. I really would love to have Chevreuse and use her in a new team, because that's just going to be fun. I am at low pity, but I am currently saving for Arlecchino. If I happen to get lucky at the wrong time, this would really be detrimental to my plans for Arlecchino, and that's just a horrible feeling. Not only that, but I could easily go 50 to 100 pulls and not get a single Chevreuse. It's insane how these odds can work for you and work against you in the worst case scenario. Genshin has 30 limited characters and is expanding every patch. Eventually, waiting 2 years for a character will be normal, as it's impossible to keep rerunning characters with only 4 slots for the character banner per patch. Hoyo is going to have to fix this issue somehow, but again, they are exploiting the fear of missing out from players, incentivizing spending for characters that you want when they pop up. The thing is, it's not a cheap price you will pay. This costs hundreds of dollars, and that's just ridiculous. 90% of players will not even be spending money in this case, so saving is the best option, and it's always what we strive for. I am a light spender myself, and I've always had Welkin and Battle Pass, so I've been lucky enough to get the characters that I want throughout the reruns. In addition, I'm a day 1 player, so I have had way more opportunities to get these characters. In my entire Genshin journey, there has been 4 times where I've saved all of my Primo Gems for more than 2 patches. Xiao's first banner appearance, Xiao's C6 on his second banner, Dia's one and only banner, and now Arlecchino. Otherwise, I managed to pull 1 character every other patch or so by strategically skipping certain units. I chose Xiao over Hu Tao. I chose Sino over Nilou and Alhaitham. These are the choices that I make to have the characters that I want. I'm hoping in the future, Genshin releases some way to obtain any limited character. Maybe once every 3 to 4 months you can pick whatever banner you want, or a better option would be to have another banner that runs every 1 to 2 weeks that rotates the limited characters, using some new kind of wish currency. Who knows? It's absolutely insane to hold characters for so long and make up an excuse that they will be released when story relevance called for it. They aren't fair with who's relevant in the story to begin with, and we all know their favorite characters will get reruns whenever they please. I'm looking at you, Ayaka. You robbed us of another Albedo Christmas. I'm sure Genshin will remain Predatorial and prey on your FOMO, because they honestly do not care. It's evident that there is no competition for Genshin Impact, so they can really do whatever they want. It's truly a monopoly on the market. I mean, take a look at Star Rail. Their generosity is profound compared to Genshin Impact, but Star Rail is a turn-based gacha game. They have so much competition, Reverse 1999 for one, and so many other things. They are 2 completely different genres of game, but they are run by the same company and the same developer. It's crazy to believe that the year Genshin wins multiple Game of the Year rewards, we get a 10-pull as a reward. But when Star Rail does the same, they get a whole ass limited 5-star character as a reward. And here, I was hoping that someone can have a little compassion for the Genshin players and give us a break for once. Despite all this, I think it's a great idea to save for your favorite characters, because if you don't, you may have to fork out $300 minimum to guarantee that character. And imagine wanting the weapon and being very unlucky at the same time. Well, guess you just gotta give up at that point. Free-to-play players really can't decide to pull on a character on a whim. How many of you have dedicated hours of research into a character you adore to make sure that you are saving for the right character? I know I have, or maybe I just need to touch grass. Well, I got an Ahita in my back pocket, so I'll tend to my Genshin garden in the meantime. How many of you are also saving for Arlecchino? I'm currently at about 14k Primo Gems and 20 into Pity. As long as I don't mess up and pull Yoimiya or Raiden as I try to get Chevreuse, then I'll be golden for her weapon and whichever constellations I get. I'm aiming for C2, but who knows, I don't even know her kit yet. And I may get lucky, or I may not. This was never Genshin Impact, because the impact of pulling for new characters is a mute topic to most of us. This is Genshin saving. The minigames we play every patch is managing our Primo Gem wallet, so let's keep saving for the characters that we love. Still here? Great. Only about 1.8% of you all are subscribed, which is kinda crazy, yeah? So go ahead and subscribe and like this video so we can push that to 2%. It's a win-win for the both of us, as these videos will keep getting pushed out in the algorithm. Until next time, Enigma out.